Ladies and gentlemen, this is a first for AngryMarks.com. We are doing a shoot interview at a Denny's restaurant, and right now I am joined by Billy Rock. Billy, say hello.
Hello.
And tell everybody about your Wrestling Is territory promotion.
Wrestling is my part is Wrestling is Heart, which we're very family friendly. It is predominantly mostly School of Rock students, which are my students, obviously, and we combine with other wrestlers from the group formerly known as Chikara, and we bring in Eric Cannon and Darren Corbin and a lot of other wrestlers from all over, and that's what we are.
So explain a little bit more to me and to the people watching the video right now about the Wrestling Is and Chikara relationship. How did that come about, and is it like the remnants of Chikara, or what exactly is the different Wrestling Is territories?
Basically, the Wrestling Is territories, it really just has nothing to do with Chikara's. There's Chikara wrestlers on there, but it has nothing to do with that. We're all our own separate entities. We do share each other's talents, as you'll see, like Heidi Lovelace just recently was on Wrestling Is Fun. We've had several wrestlers wrestle for Wrestling Is Cool and Wrestling Is Intense, so it's just something that gets young, hungry wrestlers who want to try to get their names out there, I want to say like a safe haven, you know, because there's so many really bad places for guys to go, and I get worried when my students wrestle for those places. So it's nice to know that there's these companies all over that my guys can go to, and I know they're going to get a good, solid night's work. They're going to wrestle in front of a fun crowd, and they're going to learn something.
So would you say it's like a modern-day National Wrestling Alliance, except less shady?
Yeah, exactly. It's very much how it's starting to become. You know, we're all right now. Everybody's working together.
Very cool. So, what gave you the inspiration to start up this school and use your students to populate it and do the Wrestling Is shows?
Basically, in 2008, I kind of decided that my daughter was born. So I kind of decided that I really didn't want to travel anymore, but I loved wrestling. So my very first student by the name of Trip Cassidy had contacted me, and at the time he was 16, and he's like, hey, why don't you run our school? I need somebody to train me. And so I started thinking, and so basically what I did was I took there was a promoter had a local promotion here in Lafayette at one time. And basically I said, hey, look, I don't have any money, I just have this one guy, and he let me train him free of charge, and then from there it kind of started blowing up. My one trip's done very well. My second class, Remy Wilkins and Sue Jackson have done well, and then it just keeps growing, and more names are coming out of it, and then basically what happened was it started getting so big, and then I kind of had this idea I wanted to start up my own promotion and using my guys, and just to see if I can help make Indiana wrestling a better place, because sometimes we don't get I say we don't have the best reputation, but after I listened to wrestlers from Illinois, and I listen to wrestlers from Florida, we all are in a great place. So just a better place for them to work. So.
Yeah, there's bad small indie promotions everywhere, and
I
think we've all been to those shows where there's like only 5 fans at ringside, and you're one of them, and you're like, what am I doing here?
Yes, exactly.
So how did you approach the Wrestling Is, or did they come to you? How did that actually happen?
That was approach to me. And basically it sounded like a great idea. I wanted to be a part of it. So I jumped on board, and the rest is history. You know, just kind of all worked together on it.
So now you've clarified that it's not the dissolution of Chikara into these different companies. It's just there are Chikara guys working for these different Wrestling Is companies.
Absolutely.
But how do you feel about that, considering Chikara had that reputation for being one of the top safe places for guys who were coming up in the business to work?
I think it's a great opportunity for my students to wrestle those guys. I know I was ecstatic at our last show my top, one of my top wrestlers by the name of Matt Russo wrestled Mr. Touchdown. And it
Mark
was
Angelo Sadi, yeah.
Yes, thank you. I didn't want to ruin his last name.
No, I've had a little practice saying it because I'm a Chikara big-time fan.
Okay,
So.
and they put on a great match. To see Heidi Lovelace wrestle, their guys is fantastic. And Trip Cassidy and Halla Wicked had a fantastic match at their debut show. So for my guys to work with their guys, one of the things I always teach my guys is to work many different styles. And as you know, the Chikara style is
a very unique, entertaining. It's like the entertainment and sports entertainment side. It's
right.
they have a very lively character and a very fun atmosphere at their shows.
So all those characters combined with mine, it's just I like it.
Yeah, and Quackenbush's guys are very well trained too. When you get guys that he's put through the ropes, they're going to be able to work. You don't have to worry.
Absolutely. He's got a great thing going on there.
Well, did have a great thing.
Exactly.
It's very confusing. There's parts of it that are a work and parts of it that are a shoot, and nobody's really clear on it. It's all up in the air right now. So the mystery has yet to be revealed, and it will be done so at a time and choosing of his. We just have to wait and see where this whole thing is going to play out with all the time travel and John Titor. I mean, what do you think about all that? Their whole time traveler back from the future thing that they did.
I love it. I love everything that Chikara did. Hopefully, hopefully I don't like to get too much involved in it. Hopefully they come back because what I loved about Chikara, and I've said this for a while now, I honestly think Chikara was, at one time was like the best wrestling promotion ever because it had everything. And I liked how they think outside the box with storylines.
Serious wrestling, cartoon wrestling, sci-fi wrestling. They had a little bit of everything.
Had it all. And I felt like, certain companies, they, like at one time, and this is no bash on Ring of Honor, but at one time Ring of Honor was kind of like that. It kind of had every different style, and now I feel kind of like it's kind of just it's one style.
They've sort of gravitated towards the more hardcore, stiff, serious, tough guy style.
Exactly. And that's absolutely no diss on them. It's just at one time they did have lucha and they had the strong style and they had technical.
Right.
And they advertised that. Now it's just kind of all one.
But then with Delirious now doing the booking and El Generico now in NXT, it's like it's changed the attitude, it's changed the flavor of it. So
Sure. Like I said, just in case anyone wants to know, that was no bash.
We're not dissing them. It's not a bad product. It's just not the variety product that maybe it was. And
yes.
So, but that's why there are things like the Wrestling Is territories, because if you want some of that flavor of variety, there's Wrestling Is Fun, Wrestling Is Art, Wrestling Is Heart. There's all these different Wrestling Is promotions that have that variety of flavor, the 21 flavors of everything you different want.
Exactly. And I think to me, I always treat wrestling like it's a circus. You want to have everything. You want to have you want to see the guys on the tight ropes. You want to see the lions. You want to see all that. And that's the reason why I think Chikara, when it was around, was the best place that you could watch. And I wish more people would understand that. Get behind them.
Let's tell me a little more about your school, your wrestling school. First of all, where is it? And second of all, how do people get in touch with you if they want to train? And third of all, maybe most important of all, how when you compare yourself to like the Storm Wrestling Academy and all the different wrestling schools out there, what makes you advocate for your school?
First of all, it's in Lafayette, Indiana. If you would like to be trained, if you're near the Midwest, you can contact me. I'm on Facebook, or you can contact me at BillyRockROC@live.com. The reason why I think my school is starting to get a little bit of a reputation is, there's a lot of great schools out there. In my area, though, I don't think there's one that offers. I make sure I offer special guests at my school. I make sure that they learn the basics before they do anything. I'm big on ring psychology there.
Yeah, you're not teaching them how to do high dives before they know how to do a wrist lock.
Exactly. And I actually take my class like it's actually the school. Like before you learn big time algebra, you learn what 2 plus 2 is.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how I structure my class, and. So I do that, and I'm very protective. So I'm like, you gotta make sure you know the basics. You gotta make sure you're doing the basics before you start dumping people on their heads and killing them. And I tried my best to give them every opportunity possible. I try to get in contact with as many promoters as possible and try to give them, ways in. We did have an internet show that kind of went away, which is fine. I just need to look at different avenues, which is where the Wrestling is Heart has kind of come into play. It's kind of something that my students, when they graduate, they know that they have an opportunity to be a part of that Wrestling is family.